raped her own stepsisters. Tonight was her big chance to get out of the castle, but her dresses were torn, dusty, and old. She should have been Auntie Elsie's but not to wear. But instead, with the help of Cinderella's fairy godmother and some bippity-boppity-boo magic, her tattered dress was made into a beautiful ball gown. Her shoes became glass slippers. A pumpkin became a majestic carriage, and she met her Prince Charming. They rode off into the sunset, and they finished their lives together and loved each other to the very end. Or did they? In our society today, the media portrays love as a magical thing. We see our prince or princess and are automatically in love, and each other knows it. It's love at first sight. But what really is love? The dictionary defines love as a profoundly tender, passionate affection for another person, a warm feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection towards another person. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 13 that love is patient and kind. It does not dishonor others. It is not easily angered and keeps no record of wrongs. It also says love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. Who should we show this kind of love to? God. The Bible makes it very clear. In Matthew 22:37, it says to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. What does it mean to love God? When it says to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, it means to love God with everything. The Message translation says it this way. So love the Lord your God with all your passion and prayer and intelligence. And that means to passionately love him. Some of us are passionate about animals, like my sister, probably because she is one. Some are passionate about sports teams, like my dad and his beloved Colts. And some can be passionate about fashion and clothes, like myself and my mom's checkbook. Rick Warren says by loving God passionately, we're saying that we need to be excited about God even more than we get excited about all the other stuff. Proving our love to God is shown through our adoration and devotion. In Genesis, we see a man who was passionate about God. His name was Abraham. He had moved all of his family to new land, loved and trusted God so much that he waited for a child of his own, and went to the extent of almost sacrificing him. We should love God and be so passionate about him, like Abraham was, that we don't worry about what may happen in our daily lives. Who should we show this kind of love to? It's important to love God first and foremost, but we also see in Matthew 22:39, the second greatest commandment is to love others. In order to love others, we must take on the characteristics of God. Although we cannot see how much we love God, we can, however, see how much we love others. And how much we love others can show just how much we love God. In 1 John 4:8, the Bible doesn't say God has love, that he is love. And love is the very nature of God. In Luke 10:30, we have the story of the Good Samaritan. A man on his way to Jericho was attacked by robbers who beat him and left him for dead. A priest was traveling down the same road. A priest who should have been filled with compassion and grace passed him by. Later that day, a Levite, who was also a man of faith, was also traveling down the road. He too passed by their injured man. But a Samaritan, who was an enemy to the Jews, as he was traveling, he saw him and took pity on him. He bandaged his wounds and found him a place to stay. Great love was shown by a man to a man, even with someone he had nothing in common with. In modern day, this may look like us being kind, helping someone with a meal, or giving him a ride, no matter friend or foe. The Bible says to love others and to love God passionately in our everyday lives, but it's not going to be easy. Life does not have a fairy tale ending, but the perfect ending to my life would be to know I have finished strong by loving God and loving others. What will be your perfect ending? Will you finish strong by loving passionately, or will you be the priest and the Levite who passed up an opportunity to love? I challenge you to be the Good Samaritan and to love the unlovable.